Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? Today, we're gonna be reviewing a video game. And what is this video game? Well, I'll tell you right now, it's not one I was expecting to be fucking good, but I bought it anyway, so we'll see. Let's see how good this is. It's Michael Jackson's Moonwalker for the Sega Master System. You know, my boy Michael Jackson, right? You know, he's like King of Pop or whatever. I don't know what the fuck they call him. He had a few good songs though. You know, he's a pretty good musician. Um, you know, he goes like, "Whoa, whoa, oh, oh, Jesus." I don't know about that. That was more like Mike Johnson, Chinese bootleg, but you kind of get the idea there. Michael Jackson. You wouldn't expect him to be in a video game. It's kind of weird for a musician to star in a video game, but he was kind of goofball enough where he could probably pull it off. And well, he kind of did. You know, he had like, what, 4, 5 games? There was the Sega Genesis one that I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. And if you don't have as much money, not willing to dish out like $70 for a loose copy of a Michael Jackson game, you could always go get the Sega Master System version, yeah. So when you put Michael Jackson in a video game, what genre would you stick him in? Put him in like an RPG, and he's got like his buddies, you know, he's gonna go kill some orcs, like goblins. Nah, that doesn't work. Nah. I don't know about that. Well, one thing that did make sense was an action platformer. I think that was his best chance, and that's what this game was. It's an action platformer. So let's get into the story of the game. Well, from the game itself, see this like evil bad guy with like sunglasses, and I guess he's some kind of real hardcore pedophile. I mean, putting Jared Fogle to shame, because he has like a bunch of kids locked up in his basement all over the world. I mean, he's got kids everywhere. You open this door, fucking child. Go into this cave, put a goddamn little girl in there. Goddamn creepy bastard. So as MJ, it is your duty, as Chris Hansen 2.0, to rescue all of the children and kill Mr. Mean Big Bad Pedophile. So, right off the bat here, I'm a little fucking confused. Michael Jackson just transforms into Optimus Prime, and then into a car, and he takes off. The car is a fucking plane or something. I don't know what this is. He's like fucking Skynet over here. But when you actually go into the level, he kind of looks like normal, smooth criminal MJ. Pops a coin into the jukebox, and you go off and kill some bad guys. You can do little limp MJ kicks, go like, woo, woo, and like sends the enemies flying. He's a lunatic in this one. My god. You don't fuck with Michael Jackson in this game. He's gonna punch the shit out of you. You can also throw your hat. You can upgrade. It completely replaces your kick and your punch attack. Except this thing's hot dog shit. You can't move when you throw the goddamn hat. It takes forever for it to go back and then forth. It's like a boomerang. And the hitbox is so small, like, you're rarely gonna hit your goddamn target. So you might want to avoid this weapon as much as humanly possible. There are some scenarios where it's alright, you know, it does the job pretty well. But most of the time you're gonna want to be using those MJ punches and kicks, you know. One thing I do gotta give this game is that they really have the variety down. A lot of the stages are different themed, you know, you're not gonna see many of the same stages a lot. They each have their own unique idea, you know, like you go to like a parking lot, it's like trunks with like bombs in them. Then you go to a spooky cemetery where there's like zombies like jumping all over the place. It's kind of crazy over with the zombies. It got so fucking crazy that my screen started to have a fucking seizure, like my Master System couldn't handle the fucking power of how cool a cemetery stage is. Later on, you'll find a stage here with a bunch of turrets shooting lasers. And I got so goddamn pissed at this level. I'm like, there's no way you can dodge those lasers. Like, look at how fast it's shooting here. Like, how am I supposed to get around that? It took me a while to figure out that you can actually destroy the computers and the turrets shut off. And then it became an actually really fun level. It can get kind of confusing later on, though, with all these goddamn teleporters all over the place. But other than that, not bad. In fact, I don't think any level in this game is bad. Until the very end. We'll get to that later, though. So if I was gonna state some kind of complaint, like, just off the top of my head, I gotta say one of the biggest ones is definitely, you can get kind of lost. Like, you think you'd check all the doors, and then it turns out you missed a fucking kid. So now you gotta go all the way around the stage, like, looking for the kid you lost, and then you'll take damage or maybe die. Or even get a game over, and then you gotta do the whole goddamn level all over again. Which, that's always a hoot. They give you unlimited continues, though, which is, honestly, I kinda like that idea. It's a real breath of fresh air for Sega games during this generation. You know, sometimes I just want to cruise through a game, you know, be able to finish it without having to go back to the start like 500 times, you know. The music in Michael Jackson's Moonwalker is exactly what you'd expect. They are 8-bit renditions of all the greatest Michael Jackson songs, except for Thriller, but they got like Smooth Criminal and Billie Jean. I don't know the rest of them. Like, I'm not a big Michael Jackson guy, you know. I know some of his bigger ones, but and they sound pretty alright. I like the soundtrack in this game, you know. They did the best with, admittedly, one of my least favorite console sound chips of all time. It's not unbearably squeaky. Maybe if I played this game for about 5 hours, I'd start to feel it, but here, it's not so bad. What they're really missing out on, though, is the lack of FM. Why didn't they use the FM? Like, really, that was such a cool accessory. Like, I have my fucking system modded for FM. It would have been a real treat. So, so far, it's not so bad. You know, this game's pretty good. I'm gonna be honest, I'm really surprised myself. This game is good. Until the very end. Let's go to 6-1 here. It starts off really weird. It becomes a shoot 'em up where you're in your Michael Jackson Optimus Prime state. Again, like, why couldn't he just do that through the entire game? Why is it just these final 2 levels? Or whatever. It's a little shoot 'em up, it's kinda interesting. But 6-2 is where things get really fucking annoying. It's like whack-a-mole, where you gotta shoot these turrets, but you gotta be real fast, because they only peek out, like, for a split second so you can shoot them, and you have no idea which one it is. And even if you do, you know, like, if you see it coming, you have those reactions, see when one's about to pop up and shoot, there's no time to go over there and fucking shoot the turret. So you just gotta get lucky and hope the one you're shooting at opens up. But then it just anticlimactically ends, the big bad guy blows up, and that's the end of Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. This game's pretty fun. It's, wow, I'm surprised. Like I said, I'm really blown away. It's a fun game. I could really see myself replaying it again in the future. You know, Michael Jackson's, he's actually kind of cool, you know, he does cool shit in this game. It's not amazing. There's nothing that's really wrong with it. Nothing that really irks me the wrong way. Some annoyances like, you know, getting lost and admittedly the final boss, but nothing that's really, like, super busted with this game. It's just, it's not amazing. There's nothing that blew me away either. So, with that said, I'm gonna give Michael Jackson's Moonwalker a score 7.3. I think that's fair. It's a good game. I think you should play it. It's pretty relaxed, you know, you're not gonna rage too much. It's not overly difficult. Can be a little bit harder to get your way around, you know, some cryptic parts. Might get lost a little bit, but it's still fun. So, definitely check this game out. It's pretty good. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.